Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be checking out the newest episode of Black Torch, episode 8, Underdog. I have a feeling based off where we left off last week that we're probably going to be focused on Reiji. Probably butchered his name. I'm so bad with names if you haven't noticed that yet. So I'm interested to see how that conflict plays out because that is one of the things that has been like pre-established in this show already. So it is pretty interesting to see how it plays out because I assume it's one of the storylines that the author had in mind when creating this character. So it should be, I would say, one of the more fleshed out things in this series. But other than that, I don't wanna waste any more time and hop right into this week's episode. If you are new to my channel, this is more of a watch along than a straight up reaction. So if you'd like the audio and or full video, you can sync up with your own copy of the episode. If not, you can see it blurred behind me and read the subtitles below me. I will just give us a countdown. We can hop right into this week's episode. Three, two, one, start. Alright, should be synced up and good to go. I thought maybe Stevie would stay with us for this video, but looks like she's done for today. Working. Oh, it is work both ways. I was very interested in the last episode if it was like a one-way communicator or if it worked both ways. Kind of massacred the guy. Yeah, I absolutely butchered his name. Don't want to play it too risky. That he's absorbing his... Yeah, he's stealing his energy. I really enjoyed that form, though, and how he used his powers in that fight. The most interesting it's been so far. Ooh, good block. Body has a way of remembering. Yeah. I wonder if in the manga, because this is a series that was essentially canceled as far as I remember. I don't know what point in the series it got canceled. Like, honestly, around these chapters, I imagine is when it potentially like they found out. Because you could see a lot of like these concepts that were introduced are happening very quickly. Um, which I would prefer than getting us like the author not being able to tell any of the stories that he wanted to. I like that we at least, from how it seems from an anime only perspective, um, everything like I assume with his fellow student um would have been like a thing maybe later in the story or more down the line. But I assume everything kind of just got condensed a little bit. Same with like that form that our boy got in the last episode. I'm just hoping um the author had enough time to tell at least some sort of complete story. But honestly, the fact that it was a canceled manga is a big reason why I even picked up the anime in the first place. It probably would have went under my radar. Because even like there was actually some decent amount of like the community I saw pretty hyped up for it, but it hasn't, at least on my channel, I haven't really got a lot of good feedback from the series. Called Bro. I'm still interested to know the details of that and like just create like he was crying. I think there's a sense that's the same. I think he's more been like corrupted or something. That's it's really him. Oh, nice little kick. Why are you? Yeah. I wonder if it even is a matter of that art in that shot and back. Oh, we are getting more backstory. Cute. Oh, what a bastard! Pretty sure the last time we saw this, it was from Reiji's perspective. Oh yeah, because that is not what it was seen from our perspective in that flashback. It could be because he just internally loves brother so much that he couldn't bring himself, even consciously, to beat him thousands of times. God. And honestly, because of the dad's abuse, the way that they looked at each other, especially him looking at Reiji, is so different than what was actually happening. I think it might have been like all of these emotions that he was holding within himself is the reason he went to that side. Worth it. Oh, God, what an attack! Oh, on the blade, dude. I love when shows do that art style with like the swirling eyes. It's such small detail, but it showcases so much emotion. I thought maybe he was feeling bad because he had to land an attack, but no, he took it. Not something you can blame yourself for, but I have a feeling accepting everything that went on will be a big part of why he was able to come ahead. God, just like that night. All right, you get back up, my boy. Oh, I don't think so. Well, damn. Well, maybe we'll get a rematch on that fight then. I thought it would actually end in that battle. I was kind of assuming he was gonna have to like force to kill him and then take the sword. Oh, to be interrupted? Oh, who's pulling up in a car? Oh, it's bro is just pulling up. Old friend, huh? Bro really just pulled up like fucking so casually. Candid and sensitive soul. That is kind of fair. I feel like Joe's type of character though that won't give a shit. I wonder if it's possible for this to work in reverse. This reminds me of a conversation that just happened in one of the new Bleach episodes. I love how much he's just standing on business. I also generally. Oh, God. Oh, we're about to get absolutely schooled, I think. He needs to separate him before he can kill him. Great art in these. This. Strike a deal. What kind of deal? Ain't happening. Although I'm sure Rago wouldn't be exactly against that because I'm sure he's, especially after learning everything that happened with the village and everything in his past. Oh, bro's just pulling up. I love that he's just fucking holding it. Oh, God. He absorbed the energy. Interesting. So she puts it all out. I wonder if she's weakened when she has it all cast out then. Quite simple. Portal. That doesn't really leave him an option then. Are we actually going to get separated right here? Because I'm not sure what gets us out of this situation at the moment. Colin. Oh, Western perimeter. Is her team gonna roll in? Back up. Oh, she's going in herself. A Black Cloak Elite. Are we gonna see her absolutely lock in? I'm interested to see. I don't. Did we see? I feel like we might have seen them in the opening. I don't think we've actually seen her squad yet. Need to be quick though, or else we're gonna be separated by the time they make it here. God. I thought maybe we'd be safe in here, but no. He's still got a fucking claws on us. I don't know if we can fuse fast enough to get out of there, though. Oh! Straight up rolling up. Daddy big dog axe kick is crazy. Ooh. Bunch of goobers. Fun voice actor choice. I don't know if I recognize him, but I recognize hers. Well, made it in time. I guess we'll see a bit of. Oh! Actually smart. I thought he was gonna run up in a blind rage. Oh, we were too late. Fuck. Oh, we got something planned. I think Rago might have let that happen then. Damn, he was kind of the unlucky one of the pair out of the trio. But that makes sense. It was the most personal for him. A lot more on this line and a lot more going on internally. Yeah, I guess we took out our our target. We didn't capture him. I'm actually glad that they're extending this storyline out. I thought it would just be like this episode. We would focus just on the Reiji stuff, but I like that it's more to it. Where are we at? We're just on a fucking pink little bed. Dude, I always forget that occasionally this show is fucking super brutal. Not take their place. Awesome nature. That's an interesting way to put it. They're almost like above. Ooh. Oh, wow. Opened my eyes. Are an unstoppable force together. Trying to take him and use it against them. So we essentially allowed time to pass long enough where he have the biggest opportunity. Deal's a deal, huh? Where's your tail? Did he leave a part of his power? Oh, he's just a cat. That's why he was smiling then. Oh, he's brought his horns out. I didn't even notice. Jiro gonna pull up? No, not yet. Actually, pretty fucking hype. I won't lie. That is a fun direction to take the plot line in. I was not really expecting, and I like that we're gonna get a rematch with the uh like brothers. Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed that. I would have loved a little bit more focus on that this episode, I think. Um, but everything we did get, I enjoyed. And I like how that storyline is presented and him essentially holding back, not like purposely, but more so just almost out of love. And that almost turned against him because of what the dad did and almost hit them against each other and really distorted their view, or at least his view of Reiji quite a lot. Because even if he realistically was like holding back, not like he was actually trying to like just ruin the his life or anything like that. I like that her squad is pulling up. I wasn't sure how much of like characters they would actually be or if they would just be more side characters. So them pulling up this episode was fun. I kind of want to look at their voice actors because I don't know if I recognize the guy's voice actor, but the girl, like with the pink hair, sounded so familiar the moment I heard her voice. So it's definitely a voice actor I recognize. I just can't place it off the top of my head. Um, the little bits of flashbacks we got in this episode as well were really good. Like the little bit of when him like saying he regrouped all of his comrades and they tried to fight against the Bureau and lost. There is actually some really fun concept introduced in this show. This whole sequence was also diabolical, just bringing her up, tied up. I thought maybe it was gonna be a new, like, b host for him to absorb or something, but no, it's just food, and blew her fucking head off. Diabolical. I like the shot of him as well with, like, all the swords in him and everything. In general, I really am enjoying this show more than I thought. Um, there was I think it was, like, the first couple episodes, there was some aspects I enjoyed, but for the most part, it was kind of generic, but I'm kind of actually invested in especially the most, I would say I like because Jiro and Rago's, um dynamic is really fun, but I'm also kind of just invested in like essentially kind of the main plot line with everything in the past. The little bits of lore that we have got revealed about Rago's past and his connection with him has all been very interesting, and I just love how they showcase Rago as a character because he is much more on like the human side, but he's also more so just like against them and the way they view the world. I'm really interested to see though what Jiro's like when he's fighting by himself with just all of the power. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Dan. Jeez, I can't speak today. It reminds me a little bit of that because at one point Okarun loses his or like the granny gets Turbo Granny gets pulled out of him, but he's left with all the power and stuff behind. And that reminds me of this. Like he still has all the power and everything. So I'm interested to see how that battle goes, how they like meet back up. And I assume by the end of the series we probably fuse back together. Or actually, realistically, since there's only gonna be one season, we could have like a lot more of a dramatic ending and like Rago sacrifices himself or something like that. But episode 8, right? So we have 4 more episodes. I wonder if we'll maybe have any sort of like training or little like mini fight before we go into like a final like battle of sorts. But I it will be relatively soon that I assume we end up in a more, like, final battle, and, like, the final conflict. I'm interested to see how the rest of the story plays out, what all these characters get to do and showcase, if we'll see much more of, the Sector 1's, squad. I kind of hope we get to see her fight, um, the chief. I forget what her name is off the top of my head, they literally said it this episode, but, um it would be fun if we got to see her, like, actually in a proper, like, 1v1 battle. But I am more interested in our main trio, and I hope they get a large part of the focus. I'm interested to know what, like, if as realistically, they all have 3 diverse plot lines going on at once. Like, she has her mom, Reiji has his, like, fellow students that's, like, brother, and then, the main plot is very much more in line with Jiro's story. So all of that, they can both interconnect very well, and I think there's a real um opportunity here to wrap up this story very well. Um, but I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this episode. Also, I haven't got too many comments about it, but any manga readers, I would love your opinion on this because I don't really know because I haven't read the manga before, but I'm wondering how this adaptation is going, how one to one it is versus like new information and content, or just how they like rework scenes maybe for it to flow better. Because so far, like it is a very fast paced series, like especially if this is like the main plot line that I assume would probably be like closer to like the end game of the original series of like the author's plan. Um, but yeah, very fun one. Little bit less exciting just because fucking if you don't know, I'm watching Bleach on my channel right now, and I'm a manga reader for Bleach, and I've been reading it since like it was ongoing and ended in Thousand Year Blood War. So that adaptation is so special to me, and like we're at the point now where we're getting so much new content that I'm like I was so hyped about this. It's a little bit hard going into an episode for a show that I am enjoying, but obviously I don't have as much of an attachment to, so it didn't hit quite as hard as it maybe could have if I wasn't watching it on the same day as one of like episode of the year type of episodes. Um, but I still really appreciated like the art and like the animation isn't crazy in this, but I feel like it's always very clear what the like actions and choreography of the characters and the attacks that they're doing all feel very fluid and um look really good. And there was quite a few good shots this episode, like especially of God, I forget his name, but there was some close-ups of his face that just like the details were so well done. I really enjoyed. For the most part, absolutely great episode. Looking forward to how we wrap up the rest of this series. And I will catch you guys all later next week or throughout the week if you guys watch any of my other content. But I'll see you later. Peace.